As we all know, a huge part of playing Survivor in Dead by Daylight is simply sitting down and repairing generators so that you and your team can get out. These generators, with some perk and items, can go much faster than usual, which can feel pretty unfair for the killer. But funnily enough, there's also factors that can make the gens take much longer than usual. And perhaps the most unfair and common one are skill checks. Missing a single skill check will set the generator back 10% and stun you momentarily, and overall just one skill check will add a 12 extra seconds to the total generator completion time, just one. Now this is not typically a big deal because experienced survivors can hit skill checks pretty easily, and they can even hit great skill checks, which save a bit of time. But what about the situations where you literally cannot help it? What if you're working on a generator and you suddenly have to let go for whatever reason? Well, I wanted to find out, so I got some friends together and we run a bunch of tests multiple times until we had some big numbers, and this is what the numbers say. If you leave a generator at any given random time, there is a 77% chance that absolutely nothing bad will happen and you'll be fine. There is, however, a respectable 16% chance that right as you are thinking about leaving, you will hear the sound of a skill check. At this point, if you don't mind staying on the generator for another second or so, you can just wait a little bit, hit the skill check, and at that point, since you cannot get two skill checks back to back too quickly, you can leave safely and you'll be okay. The only problem is if you have a killer right on top of you pushing you off and you don't have time to hit the skill check, then yes, you will miss it. And that leaves us with a roughly 6 to 7% chance where if you leave a generator, right as you leave it, you will get a skill check that is completely unreactable to, and you will automatically miss it. So in summary, if you're being pushed out of a gen by the killer, you have a roughly 1 in 5 chance to miss a skill check. And even if you're not being pushed and you just leave randomly, you have a 1 in 15 to also miss a skill check. And personally, I find this last part a little bit sad. We are almost encouraging survivors to just sit on generators and punishing them if they want to let go to help their teammates or interact with the killer, which after all, it's probably the most fun part of the game anyway. So how do we fix this? I generally don't know. We could have skill checks follow you. We could have them be a bit more forgiving if you miss while leaving. We could have skill checks just reduce less of a generator. I would like to hear your thoughts about this.